Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a mix of two different videos. The first part is my bullet journal setup for 2023 and it's just a flip through, and the second part is going to be February setup. So let's get into it. So far for the last 6 years I've been bullet journaling in A5 or A5 Plus notebook, but I've always loved the things I haven't been able to achieve. Minimalistic pages and pages that are decorated to the edge. I know these are quite opposites, but these are the things I really want. And it never worked in my A5 notebooks. The pages were always too empty. However, A6 would be simply too small for me, mainly because I want to have my monthly log on one page. I also wanted dot grid or regular grid, numbered pages, and ideally hardcover. To my surprise, I've realized I have something very close to the ideal in my possession already. It's this Leuchtturm B6 Plus notebook I use as my art/creative journal. Based on my experience with this notebook, I started to look around and found this special edition of Leuchtturm 1970 notebooks. Let's take a look at it. It's a collaboration between Leuchtturm 1917 and Monocle. I haven't been aware of the company, but it seems to be a magazine with broad spectrum of interests. The notebook is B6 Plus Leuchtturm in navy blue and hardcover that has cloth texture. It's dot grid with 181 numbered pages. It is structured as your typical Leuchtturm notebook with slightly different design here in the content. And also at the end there are these pages with tips on living more happier or sustainable life. I don't really care about it, so I will be mostly ignore them. The paper is the same as in other Leuchtturm notebooks and has cream color, which I prefer. To other Leuchtturm notebooks there is some ghosting, but no bleed-through. Now let's take a look at my setup for 2023. The first pages are content. I usually use my content, but I haven't filled it in yet. Here on the last row of the content there are the sustainable or happier life pages I don't care about, so I use this really beautiful washi tape. On the next page there is a future log for the year 2024 and 2025 and beyond. Also here at the bottom are doctor's appointments, which are the last appointments I've had with my specialist, and also below that are things I would like to consult with them. Next is future log. I prefer to have future log rather than have only a year at a glance, because when I take the time to write all these little numbers and calendars, I want to also use it not only for looking. I've already filled in some events I know will be happening. Also, once again, because there is slight offset between the calendars, there is the same washi tape. As you can see, it fits the whole year on 2 pages. Although there isn't much space, it works perfectly fine. Next, there is space for my finances, where every square will represent some kind of amount, and here are the months, and throughout the year I will fill in on both sides. The left side is plus and the right side is minus. Here is a page for gifts I would like to buy to specific people. Next is a wish list I use but quite often I forgot about. It is also for me a good way to suggest other people what they could be giving to me as a gift when they ask me. And here is a backlog, which is also quite often known as a page to check out. I have there mostly books and I should probably start to read them, so the backlog gets smaller, and one Netflix series. Next are my goals. Usually I try to have more goals and split the year into either quarters, but this time I will be splitting it into 3 parts, where there is always some space at the end of the stage to review the goals and find out what I want to do next. So here are the 3 stages. The last one ends on November 19th, and the goals are split into several categories. there is a health, education, finances, relationships, recreation, and physical environment. Next, there are books I have read this year, and that's the end of the setup in the beginning of my journal. And next there is January, and I can show you all of my months usually look the same or are very similar. There is always the welcome page, and here you can see that I can fit the whole monthly log on one page, so I don't have to split it into weeks. So there is the monthly log, there are habits, there are my finances, and there is my monthly to-do. On the next page there are goals that were selected for this month, and here starting my dailies. I've already done some preliminary work to sketch out the pages, so the layouts will be the same as in my January setup. There will be the welcome page, the monthly log, finances, to-dos, and my goals, and here my dailies will start. But first of all, let's pick color for this month. So I know many people okay, never mind. I know many people have February connected with the color pink because of Valentine's Day, but I don't care about this holiday, and I don't feel like pink is quite appropriate for February. So I'm thinking, well, let me first remove those that I won't be using. So no pink and no blue because, oh, that's not blue. And no blue because I've used blue in my January setup. So then we are left with these colors. Okay, gray is quite minimalistic and I don't feel that minimalistic. Green is for March, and these two are quite summery colors. So I think I will be going with either this dark burgundy red or this a bit lighter red, but it looks like it's dusty pink, but it's not actually. Both of these colors look pretty much the same on the ivory paper. I think I will go with this lighter one. Can we please ignore the fact that I said at the beginning that pink isn't really suitable for February in my opinion, and how I ended with pink February. I think the color of this paper, it's Leuchtturm 1917, is quite different to the Rhodia one I've had before, because on the Rhodia paper the color on both sides looked like completely the same thing, but here on this one I think it's less yellow. You can actually see the difference between them. So I guess I will have pink February. It's probably engraved in me that February equals pink, even though I don't want it. I've tried to change it a bit to make a shadow with the darker side of the brush pen, but I think I've made it so much worse. So what can I do now, right? It will be just first page I never looked at anyway, so who cares? But let's take a look on the setup. So here's the not really pretty welcome page. Here is my monthly log, and here are my habits. The habits are meditation, Duolingo, vocabulary, and my vitamins. Here is a space for my finances and my monthly to-do. And the last page of the setup is for my goals, which I will be adding later after making a review of January. Thank you for watching this February setup and the flip through of my bullet journal. Have a nice day. Bye.